Hi guys, so I wanted to check in with you guys and talk about some of the latest and greatest is going on in sports today. Peep, I am repping my Detroit Lions, go Lions, home team. So, where do I begin? Starting with Ray Lewis. We're going to start with Ray Lewis. As we all know, or if you don't know, I'm telling you, the Baltimore Ravens have been in consideration of Colin Kaepernick giving Joe Flacco, who's their starting quarterback's recent injury that is explained to be something very minuscule, very minor. They don't expect him to be out any significant time thus far. However, given that their backup quarterback is Ryan Mallett and he sucks, monkey balls, yeah, they're been talking about possibly bringing in Colin Kaepernick. However, I feel that it's just all for show. And I'll go there in a second. However, so Ray Lewis was on Undisputed on the 31st. So yesterday, I believe. Basically, stuttering over his words, talking about how he supports, no, way wrong term. He, is all for, someone moving and shaking for racial injustice, but he doesn't respect the way he did it. Well, what does that mean? Because if I recall, some people don't respect the people that you were hanging around in the situation that you were in when you found yourself being charged, for a felony when someone lost their life. But people supported you. People, let you redeem yourself, even though you weren't found guilty. Dude, have a seat and put a sock in it. You're saying that you don't respect the way he did it. What does that mean? What exactly did he do? He took a seat and then he took a knee to the national anthem in a protest to raise awareness about police brutality, and he's being ostracized for doing the right thing, while Ray Lewis is going around town yippity yapping. And I don't know what the Ravens asking him so much his opinion for. So then he talked about, well, forget all of that though. It all boils down to, can he help us win? Well, can he? He never really answered that question. And it's like he just started kind of beating around the bush. He's like, well, then it depends on, how bad Joe is really hurt. Okay, so Skip Bayless, he asked, well, what if, he's not hurt too bad, but what if it turns into a situation where he's got an iffy back and, it could be touch and go? Then what? Silence. So then they bring up, well, the Ravens brought in RG3 of all people for a workout. Like, yeah, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And from the beginning of this thing, I was hoping and praying that this was a good sign that, someone in the NFL was going to take the initiative and someone was going to do the right thing. But in my gut, I knew that this was just some baloney. This is the same situation that happened with the Seahawks, where Colin Kaepernick would be a perfect fit in their system, perfect fit in their offense. He can run the ball, their style of play. I think he would even be good under Pete Carroll. All they essentially did was brought him in to make it look like they was trying to do the right thing. So it's kind of on the lines of that whole Rooney Rule thing, where like all these, African American coaches or these teams bring them in and they give them an interview. Kind of like the affirmative action basically of the NFL. I'm getting so sick of this. I'm tired of him being painted as someone who's done something wrong. There are people in the NFL who have jobs, who beat women, who do drugs. He's got a squeaky clean record, and all he did was try to stand up to do the right thing, and he don't have a job. And speaking of that, out of all the NFL players, his merchandise, his jersey sale is, I think, number 39. I have my jersey. It's fire, too. It's the all black one with the gold and the red. It's pretty dope. So basically, this man's jersey is still selling. It's number 39, and he doesn't have a job. It's just, Ray Lewis needs to go have several seats and think before he speaks. They never really answered the question about if they can think that Colin can help them win. And then Shannon Sharp posed the question like, well, if y'all don't think that he can help y'all win, why are we having this conversation in the first place? My sentiments exactly. It's all a bunch of baloney. It's just to make them look good and make them look like they're trying. Well, we really tried to give them a chance, but it just, just didn't work out for us. BS, I call it. So I'm gonna end that portion there because I'm getting fired up. I'm sure we'll be revisiting it because he still doesn't have a job. And my thing is, a boycott is something that definitely could help, but I also feel that it's up to the players and it's up to the league to make these owners accountable and make a protest and stand a point. The players need to support Colin Kaepernick. Sure, we can boycott the NFL. We cannot spend $1 with them. We cannot watch. That would be impactful to a certain extent, but I feel like if change is really going to come, it has to come from his fellow brothers. They have to help him and support him and not be too afraid to stand up for the right thing. That's my spiel on that. So I'll be talking about that until he gets a job, I'm sure. So the next thing I wanted to touch base on, and I'm glancing down at my notes, because there is a player in college football. He plays for UCF, which is University of Central Florida, and he's a kicker. So basically, the NCAA is the biggest pimp on the planet. Yes, pimp. The biggest pimp on the planet. They make thousands of dollars at these schools. The college football generates so much revenue for these programs. These coaches are making millions of dollars, and these players are eating ramen noodles and Doritos in their dorm rooms for dinner and don't have money to do nothing with. And they get penalized for trying to make a little dollar out of 15 cents. So basically, this player, Donald De La Haye, and I hope I'm not saying his name wrong, he is a kicker for UCF, and he has this popping YouTube channel. Basically, he uses his athleticism and, he makes YouTube little videos and things of that nature, inspires kids, displays some of his skills, this, that, and the third. So basically, NCAA was like, hey, yo, you making money off of this? Oh yeah, we about to dead that. So basically they gave him an ultimatum and told him that, well, you can keep your eligibility and you can keep making your videos, but you can't use a football, you can't be running in the video, you can't be kicking in the video, you can't talk about football. Football is his life. What else is he supposed to, besides school, but what else is he supposed to talk about in his YouTube videos? Knitting or something? So basically, he stood up for his beliefs. He told the NCAA, y'all can kick rocks. So he basically lost his scholarship. He can't afford to finish his education, and he lost his eligibility to play. This young man is just a breath of fresh air. I totally support him and I commend him on what he's doing, and I need to subscribe to his YouTube channel and all his social media just to stick it to him even more. So the thing is, I believe on YouTube, he gets a lot of hits, and after you get like 10,000 hits or something, you get like a little money from your pages. The amount of money that he couldn't have been making couldn't have been that much money for the NCAA to really be like, you can't do this. Well, you can, but you can't talk about nothing. So he told them, he didn't believe in that. He didn't think that it was fair. So basically, he accepted being ineligible. When I heard him speak, looking down at this quote, he said he believes in this quote, it's called 10 toes down. And what that means is that you stand firm for what you believe in. Kudos to this young man, because these days it's not a lot of people standing firm for anything. If there were, this will tie back to Colin Kaepernick, and there would be more people in the league that would be in support of him. But they're too busy. Everybody's worried about themselves and their image and jeopardizing their piece of the pie. The players and the people in the league and the Players Association, they need to take a stand and they need to support him in getting the job. So kudos to Donald. Everybody should go and support him. he's a young man on the rise, and this won't be the last we'll see or hear of him. Great things will come from him, and I'm just so happy that he didn't allow them to pimp him. This is what the NCAA does with all of these players, and it's been a problem. I don't know how we fix it, but it's no way that these, granted, like I said, UCF isn't like a huge market school. It's not Alabama. It's not even Michigan State. Go Green. But neither here nor there. Like I said, these coaches, these universities are raking in the dough, and these college players aren't getting anything. Yeah, a scholarship, but there are things that they need to pay for, and I really commend him on standing his ground. 10 toes down, 10 toes down. Last thing I want to touch base on is Allen Iverson. So we all know about the Big Three League that Ice Cube has blessed us with. I've been catching the Big Three. My favorite team is the Killer Threes. I love me some Chauncey Billups, Big Shot, and Stack, Steven Jackson. Those are my guys. I really like them. I like their team. I like what the league, this league that Cube has created, and it just gives us something kind of fresh and something good that we can kind of enjoy over the summer, because it's a dead season. I'm not a baseball fan, so it's kind of a dead season for me. But so here go Allen Iverson. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, apparently, because he has had a couple of issues this season on his team. However, most recently, he was absent without leave, did a ghost move, disappearing act, basically, and didn't show for his game. No one heard from him. Well, allegedly. This is, the report that we're getting. So basically, on First Take today, Stephen A. Smith, stated that he had talked to AI, that's like his little brother, this is that and the third, and that basically AI told him that he had a family emergency with his child. So then later on, it comes out that AI was spotted gambling at a casino the night before his disappearance act. The reason why I say you can't teach an old dog new tricks is because I remember when Allen Iverson came to Detroit to play for the Pistons. It was 2008. We were so excited, it was AI, right? I mean, we didn't want to lose what we lost, but in return to get AI, it's like, all right, bet, we got AI. He could not stay out of the casinos. He turned out to be this huge disappointment. He was partying, gambling, women. Like, he was in the casino. He was down at MGM Motor City, like, all the time. And I'm just thinking, like, okay, here we are nearly 10 years later. You still up to the same shenanigans. Like, what have you learned? How have you grown? I know AI is going to be AI, but, like, the league doesn't deserve these shenanigans from him. He needs to either not play, because if you're not interested, why are you in the league? If you want to just do you and don't play. Like, but don't be disrespectful to what Ice Cube has worked so hard to bless us with. So he issued this apology. Whatever. I mean, yeah, he issued an apology, in which he should have. But if it comes out that it's true that he really was gambling at this casino the night before he didn't show for the game, like, how are we really supposed to believe that he allegedly had a family emergency with one of his children? You would think that no one would lie about that, because that's something very seriously, but it just looks real shady. It's a bad look for him. It's a bad look for the league. And again, like I stated, Ice Cube doesn't deserve that. But like I said, I know firsthand about Allen Iverson being all up in the casinos, because he was here in Detroit, all up in the casinos that we have downtown. So I'm not feeling it. He needs to get it together or forget it forever. So until next time, you guys, I'm sure I'll be back talking more sports. And yeah, have a good day. See you later.